whoever attends this session, at the end of the session, you can join in the community, and I'll be sending the Excel sheet to you so that if you can fill your complete name, I'll prepare that certificate and give it to you. But the advantage with that certificate is maybe you can tell in the resume that I have attended some orientation class kind of thing, learn some basics of this Power BI, advanced Excel, all those things. But primarily the session for today is for the working professionals who want to shift their career traditional ways from academics to Power BI analytics, or from the traditional production QC QA, or some kind of traditional job to analytics. This is what the primary agenda. Second thing, lot of inquiries I am getting from my students who joined in the medical coding jobs and they got stuck their career and they want to shift their career. So for those people, this session is useful. And of course, for the students, this is like some awareness to you people. Maybe once you enter into the NIPER, what kind of skills you can learn in the 2 years span of your NIPER or BHU or in your PG studies. So for those people, this session will be helpful. And many of you know, EsPharma education, we are doing in 4 segments, starting with the PG entrance exams, government pharma exams, and international pharma exams, and skill development courses. This is what we are recently launching. Earlier, we used to do for the pharmacovigilance clinical SAS in the time of 2015-16 at that time. Later, we focused more on the GPAT, and last 2 years, we focused more on this drug inspector, government pharmacist. And in this session also, I'm seeing so many drug inspector students here who are waiting for their results, who has recently written for this government pharmacist as well. So we are also waiting for that result. As of now, the update is that maybe November 17th, they may declare the results from the MHSRB board. Why? Because they stopped with some result. Election is happening in the Jubilee Hills area. So the latest update is that they may give the result on November 17th. This is what the update I have. But depending only on the government job notification and wasting your time, it's not advisable. So government job notifications will come, but you should be ready once the notification, by the time notification comes. But before that, you need to work somewhere to earn your bread and butter. So that is where these kind of courses will help you out. I'll take for 10 minutes, not more than that, and I'll hand over the session to Janardhan sir. Then he'll be sharing the complete insights. Fine, are we good to go? Everything is clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Able to listen, see my screen? Okay. Fine. So the session is Pharma Analytics Unlocked, Power Advanced, Power BI and Advanced Excel Masterclass. And the speaker is Janardhan. Might be many of my old students who joined with us for GPAT coaching in 2018-19 at that time. Sir is the behind person to get the ranks. Sir is proud alumni of NIPER Mohali. And apart from that, he has extensive experience related to this data analytics, healthcare IT, and business intelligence. Right? So I already told 2 key persons used to be there in 2018-19. They used to travel with me to Guntur, and we used to conduct offline classes there. And sir has made his career in the analytics part. Now he's mainly focusing on this pharma IT. And sometimes he may take pharmacology classes also, but the majority, the time, his passion is in the pharma IT. So let us listen to him. And yeah, the agenda I told you, right? Everyone knows about the reality of pharma career. I should not tell what is happening in the pharma world. But the opportunity where I have seen is that in terms of pharmacovigilance at the time of 2016-17 at that time. But again, that field became saturated. Some people are saying it, and some people are telling that it got affected with the artificial intelligence or automation. These kind of things they are telling. But whatever may be the pros and cons, wherever your content is there, definitely that will take you in your career. So right now, we are seeing a lot of opportunities in Power BI, SQL, Advanced Excel. Earlier in our days, we used to write a resume mentioning like Microsoft Word, Excel, and PPT. That is a common standard point we used to keep in the resume. Nowadays, every company is seeing that whether you are trained in Power BI or not, whether you can analyze the data or not, whether you are good at Excel sheet or not. That is the minimum requirement every pharma company is seeing. So if you learn this Power BI, that will be an added advantage in terms of your interview. You can work in any sector. Every sector has this data. So if you see the stats also from last 3-4 years, this is booming like anything. From Dr. Reddy's normal pharma company to the Deloitte company. So people are hiring a lot. And I have shared recent example with our GPAT student who passed out in 2021, Farid Basha. Now he is working in Deloitte segment, Deloitte company. So the same work profile he is doing there. He is also private alumni of Naipur Mohali. So this session is more useful for the students who are planning to join in Naipur. Please don't delay your preparation after coming out of Naipur. I'll learn some courses. While you are in Naipur only, you will learn these courses so that your campus placements will be very easy and the package also will be very high. As I said, analytics, data analytics everywhere. It is there in clinical trials, pharmacovigilance, R&D formulation, sales and marketing, everywhere. Wherever you can analyze the data, this course will help you. This course is called as Power Business Intelligence. So this is what the basic infograph I kept here, like traditional Excel reports can be converted into this powerful dashboards. So this gives a lot of what we call productivity for the team when they are doing some business presentations and when they are presenting their numbers, sales targets. This gives super look in terms of business meetings. So sir will share you about the Power BI completely today, and he will help you out how to create the dashboards and all. He will give the complete insights till the end of the session. So learn this course, become master in the next 6 months. Surely opportunities are there. Even today, just before this presentation, I have opened up my LinkedIn profile and I have searched BI related opportunities. I found out almost 500 plus opportunities exclusive in Hyderabad region. Maybe I'll show that screenshot also to you. So our passion holds the same. If it is GPAT, we want to bring people into the Naipur background. If it is drug inspector, we want to make people to work for government sector. And as a pharma IT segment, we are focusing more. Every pharma student should get into this IT industry, pharma IT industry specifically. So this batch will be there for 3 months, morning and evening batches. We are planning it, and based on the response from the students, we will be starting as early as possible. So these are the 3 courses we are focusing more: Power BI, Advanced Excel, and SQL. So why this program is different? All these things I'll share as a PPT at the end, but let us not waste much time from speaker. Let us listen to him. We'll share, we'll get more details through your WhatsApp. Then, so with this, I hand over session to Janardhan sir. All over to you, sir. Please carry on.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for your insight, sir. And before starting my presentations, let everyone be clear that is my voice is audible to everyone? Yeah. Okay. See, let me share my screen.
Janardhan sir, just give me 1 minute. One
Okay.
minute. Can you stop your screen? Just I'll show the screenshot
Okay.
and you can start. Sorry.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, sure.
Can everyone see my screen? Are you able to see my screen? Yeah. So this is what I searched in the LinkedIn jobs, Power BI, SQL, and I kept it like India. And this is the past 1 week jobs updates. You can see here healthcare data analyst, Power BI, and so these are some jobs, data analyst, and these are promoted jobs. Promoted in the sense companies are paying these jobs to get the candidates. So that means you have a lot of opportunities. You can see 260 results here just in the span of 1 week. Right? You can search in your own LinkedIn profile. Yeah, sorry, sir. Please carry on.
Okay, sure. Yeah, hi everyone. Let me share my screen once and straight away we'll be starting the session. Right. So is my screen is visible to everyone? Can anyone please confirm? Is my voice and screen is available to everyone? Hello. Uma sir, is my screen is visible to you?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, please carry on.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay. So first of all, a warm welcome to everyone. In spite of your busy schedule on Saturday, you have took some time to attend this Power BI training and advanced Excel with AI session. So to give my introduction, like Uma Shankar sir has told, like I have started my career, like I am a alumni of NIPER Mohali, where I have secured All India 19th rank in NIPER. So I have cracked the GPAT and NIPER in the third year. Then I have done my Pharma MBA in NIPER Mohali. And after that, I have worked in different platforms, like where I started my career as a brand manager in Zydes Kedila. Then I have moved to global data, worked in TBRC in the market research. Then I have served as a business analyst in Novartis for 3.5 years. And now I totally moved into IT sector where I am working as a business analyst, that is specialist data engineer in LTI and Mindtree. So to explain my journey, like first I want to appreciate that Uma Shankar sir, because something he was doing for the farm, it's our bonding is due to like this pharma seems some type of a neglect segment. But even SAR is organized the different sessions for the GPANT and NIPER. So previously, when I started my coaching for the GPANT and NIPER, there was hardly one institute which is providing the NIPER in the Himmat Nagar. But now the accessibility has improved. Like SAR, they are providing the courses for online as well. So previously, we used to travel all the way from Ibrahimpatnam to Himmat Nagar for attending the session. So today's session, like as when most of the graduates is coming from GPAT and NIPER, like we have some thousands of GPAT and NIPER students are coming out of the market, like BPharm or MPharm holders. Now, first I want to look at the Pharma IT courses. So where the booming field is Power BI, like this course is related to totally a business analyst type. Those who are want to transform their career into the analytics side. So like it may be a advanced Excel or it may be Power BI and it may be a SQL. So these are the fundamental course that a person need to study or person need to get good hold on this particular courses. So it serves as a building blocks. So why I started with advanced Excel? Because for everything, the advanced Excel is a basic. Wherever the organizations we go, like most of the organizations, even like Novartis, most of the 80-70% they are doing on the reporting on the advanced Excel. But now the dynamics has been entirely changed because we got a lot of visualization tools into the market. So now when look at this Power BI, when you ask about this Power BI, a layman language that from a non-technical background, I can say it is a visualization tool. Simply, Power BI means like we will connect to the data which is provided by the client. We convert the data into a visuals and convert the data into form of some report and share it to the client. It's very simple that if you provide some data, suppose any client is asking the data, somebody is suppose how many students are attended this particular demo. So I want the segregation like how many B farm holders are there, how many M farm students, or how many are from those are from working professional. If I provide in an Excel sheet, it becomes very hard for me to analyze. But if I convert same data into a pie chart or into a some bar chart, the visualizations becomes very easy and the interpretation of the data becomes easy. Simply, when you ask what is Power BI, Power BI, it's a visualization tool. We connect to the data given by the client, convert the data into some visuals and reports, and we share it to the client. And most of the things that you know about the Excel that we started the Excel, like our fathers has been used that Excel, but still the Excel is in the market. What is the reason behind it? The only thing, a product which is coming from the Microsoft, it will goes on innovating. See, different versions of Excel came into the picture. We have started like, it may be like 20, 30 years back or 40 years back, use Excel. But why the Excel is in the market? Because like every year, the tool is getting innovation. Some new features are added to it. So a product which is coming from the Microsoft will have the weightage in the market. Now, Power BI is also a Microsoft product. Now you can ask me, sir, when the Power BI had launched, so it was introduced by the Microsoft way in the year of 2017. But in the span of 5 or 6 years, now the Power BI has become the market leader. It is the market leader in the visualization. Now you can ask me simple question, what before the Power BI? Are there any visualization tools in the market? I say yes. Previously, for creating some reports, we used to use Excel. Now after that, like in the when I joined the Novartis, they used a reporting tool like for visualization, they used ClickSense. Now after that, the ClickSense market was taken by Tableau. But now 90% of the market share is taken by the Power BI. The only simple question that I can answer, you can ask a simple question, sir, why this Power BI has got a lot of demand in the market? The only thing is 90% of the work which is done by the Power BI is by using drag and drop option. A person from the non-technical background who don't have a knowledge into a software, who don't have minimum knowledge on software or computer knowledge, a person who is having some common sense can learn Power BI. First thing before starting this session, I can say, if you are from non-science, if you are from pharma background, or if you are from non-IT, you are not into the software, that is not a problem for you. Any individual who is having a common sense, like for this data, I can use this visual. This visual will be better fit for this particular data. If you develop that common sense, then you can learn the Power BI. Now, without wasting any time, where I started my coming to my introductions, this is I'm sharing my experience with the EsPharma, where we have trained for drug inspector. I have worked all the way with Uma Shankar sir for training the GPAT and NIPER students. Not only in Hyderabad, we have traveled all the way to the Guntur. Now, when we have the recent discussion with the Uma Shankar sir, that we have things like we have concentrating for the GPAT and NIPER. So, what's next? So we have some many graduates coming out of from the market. So everyone cannot crack the GPAT and NIPER. And out of the 50 students which are there in the particular class, everybody has a different intention. Some may are interested into the research field, or some may interested to join to the pharma IT courses, or some may want to shift their career into a different sectors like software. So for a candidates who want to pursue their career into the pharma IT, and this is the platform for you. Those who want to pursue their career as a data analyst or business analyst, now this is the platform for any pharma student that you can pursue with this particular courses. Now, to understand this, before joining any course, the first thing that you need to know, suppose we are conducting the session, is there is demand for that particular tool in the market? That is my first question. So if somebody is organizing a webinar, you need to learn a tool which should have some demand in the market. Now, when you look at this particular graph, see, when you look at this is the graph which you give the clear picture how the data is generating annually. So in the year of 2010, the data is very less to 0 terabyte or 2 terabytes. But now as the time is progressing, the data is growing at a very fast pace. When you look at 2019, see, the data is picked at very high, and now it is starting very, like data is increasing very high. And the 2025, the data is reached almost 150 to 170 terabytes of the data. Okay. The only breakthrough here is when you look at the 2017, from the 2017, the data is increasing very tremendously. The reason being, in the year of 2019, the world has experienced a phenomena called as COVID pandemic. When the COVID pandemic came into the picture, see the hourly spending on the internet has increased. Most of the people has addicted for the online shopping, and most the digitalization has increased from the COVID pandemic. Now the data has risen up from 2025. One second. Give me 1 second. Is disturbing from on. Yeah. Now, sorry for the disturbance. Yeah. Due to this COVID pandemic, now everything, the data has been, the digitalization has increased. The data is increased at a very fast pace. When you look at 2025, almost 170 terabytes of the data has been generated. See, now in the market, we have the lot of data in the market. Like the world is flooded with the world is flooded with the data. Now every company, every client is looking for a tool which will convert this data into a meaningful insights. Now the Power BI is a tool which will connect to this particular data, and it can create some visuals, or it can share, it will create some reports, and it can share it to the client. See why? Due to the when the in India also, when the BJP government come into the picture, everything has gone online. Suppose if you browse any system, suppose if you are searching for any loan, or if you are searching for any insurance policy, after browsing, and most of the people will be contacting you like for loans or something for insurance company. Why? Because every click that you made in the internet, back end somebody is capturing the data. So as long as there is a demand for the data, there will be a demand for a tool like Power BI, which will connect to this particular data and create some meaningful insights. This is the clear picture, like from 2025 coming years like 2026 or 27, the data can even reach to the 250 or 300 terabytes of the data. See, 1 zettabyte means you can see how many bytes of the data. And not only this, you can ask me, sir, why it is the data is going very tremendously in the market. See, you can see the next thing is due to the rapid penetration of mobile phones in the market. See, every mobile phone, you can see like in each the Google Play Store, you have the huge number of the mobile apps, more than 3.553 million Android apps are available in the uh, uh, available for downloads. And the mobile phone, when the smartphones came into the picture, so the hourly spending on the internet has been increased. The browsing has increased. Every way that you are browsing some data, at back end it is capturing some data. Okay, so because when you see like different when the social media come into the picture, like every mobile phone, almost you have this 90% of these apps will be there in your smartphone, like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, WhatsApp, LinkedIn. So you are searching for something, and back end it is generating the data. Now, as everything has become digitalization, the market is flooded with the data. Market is looking for a data which will connect with this particular data and create some meaningful insights. And after learning this course, you are not only eligible to work for the pharma vacancies in the pharma companies, that you can shift your career to the software course, like you can shift your career to other IT also, like Deloitte. Because myself, I joined in the Novartis. I have learned the Power BI with heart. Now I am working in L&D. So I have worked for the IBM. So here we will be dealing the Power BI not only in the perspective of pharma or EsPharma, connecting the data to the clinical trial data, not only patient related to the data or brand management or brand sales. So we will be dealing with the different type of the bankings and retail segments also. So at the end, after completing the course, you are eligible to apply for the business analyst position, not only in the pharma, because concepts remain same, formulas remain same, everything remains same. You will get the pharma data, there you will get the retail data. Now, as the number of when the social media came into the presence, lot of the mobile apps came into the presence, the generation of the data has been picked up. To give like you can ask me, like most of you are into the Power BI, like in the pharma industry. So now, what is the reason behind? What is the reason behind the data is generating very fast? The reason being here, you can see for every second, 1.7 megabytes of the data has been generating. And you don't believe, in the last 2 years alone, 90% of the world data was generated. That means in the 2024 and 23, when you compare the data which is there in the online, when you compare this last 2 years data with the data of last 22 years, last 20 or 30 years, because as the time is progressing, the digitalization has increased, everything has become the digitalized, so the generation of the data is becoming very picking at a rapid pace. See, previously we have a file-based system. Everything was file-based system. Now Tatkal system has came into the picture. Previously, for applying some passport, you used to be on the line for many times. But everything, right from the education loan, right from the personal loans, right from the home loans, that if you have an app in the mobile, then the work is becoming very fast. But back end, it is generating the data. And see, the Google process, like 40,000 searches are made in every second. That means 3.5 billion searches per day is happening in the Google. So for every search, it is generate the data backend. And hourly spending on the internet is increasing. You can say more than 3.7 billions of the human users are there in the internet. And you can even see like more than 4 lakhs of YouTube videos every minute the people are watching. Why I'm giving the example, first you need to understand is there is a demand for the data analyst. When as long as there is a demand for the data which is generated online, there will be demand for the data analyst. Because if you get a job as a data analyst, the company should approaches you with the data. Data is your asset. This increasing of the data will not never stop. That's why the demand for the business analyst or data analyst will be the evergreen in the industry. It may be pharma, or it may be any field insurance, it may be finance, or it may be any banking. The data, every company, right from the business company, which is starting from employees, from 20 employees, maybe lakhs, everyone will depend upon the data. Every organization will depend upon the data. To analyze this particular data, we need the data analyst. So for analyzing the data, the first basic tool is advanced Excel. For convert the data into some meaningful reports, Power BI is the tool. In order to do the data analysis, in order to connect to the data, to write the queries, or in order to store the data in the database, we need the SQL. So these three are the basic fundamental courses. First, a person need to pitch up with this course. Then learning the Python or moving to the AI will become the next step. And most of the people will say like, I will teach you AI right away, they will start. So you cannot understand. First, if you're not able to understand that, unless you will not become a good business analyst, then directly no one can learn the AI. Okay, first you need to understand some basic coding. Then you can how to make this work which you are doing manually, and how you can convert it in within fast 10x speeds or 20x speed. Then you need to learn the AI. That it will comes into the second step. Okay, not only this, in the Twitter, like more than 4 lakhs of tweets are sent in the Twitter for every minute. Instagram, how many people are using the Instagram? And everyone who is joining in this particular session have the Twitter, Instagram, they open the YouTubes, they do the Google searches. That's why it's a backend, it is generating the data. Now that's why there is a demand for the data analyst in the market. First, you need to understand, before joining any course, I am working as a data analyst. First broad introduction, you need to say how the data is growing in the world. Now rise in the sea, I am saying why this data is generating very fast? Because rising the active spending the social media. So we have launched the Facebook 2004, YouTube, Twitter, WhatsApp, Instagram, Ola and Google Pay. You have more than 2018 itself, 55 million users are there in the GPay. And every person who is attending the session, they have at least have Google Pay and Phone Pay in their mobile. They do the transaction. Some may have the both. So if, by the way, everybody, we have adapted to the digitalization. And we need to transform in the years your your careers in the same line or in the same direction. So most of the people are not interested to work in the research because as the research, it is not providing that much opportunities because everybody may not have an inclination to join into the research. Now everybody has, due to this fast pace, everybody is looking for some desktop job like Monday to Friday. And the chance of going into the research is very less when compared to the previous because there are limited opportunities. Now, when you look at this Power BI, as we are looking at this Power BI in the pharma, as most of them people are from pharma industry. So in what area, like I can use this Power BI in pharma industry is my point. So what is the area when I join as a Power BI developer in any pharma company, maybe it Redis, or maybe into the GSK, or maybe Novartis, or maybe Amgen. So what are the rules? Where are the area where I can apply this Power BI in the pharma industry? That is my point. First, you can work to in the sales and marketing analytics department. You have a Power BI as an application, and Power BI developer has a role. Why? In the sales, because every organizations, like every organization, how the business performance of any company depends upon, it will depend upon its sales and it will depends upon its marketing. So to track the sales performance of your drug and to identify the market share. So you have 10 brands, like as you are in the brand, like in the particular product, you have some 20 or 30 competitors for particular product. For GS augmented brand is there, we have 30 or 40 competitors for that. And how much each market share is there. So to track your drug sales performance, to find the market share, to find their growth rate, and to find the region wise analysis. In suppose in India, how global your brand is growing. In India, how your brand is growing. Okay. In region wise, how your brand is growing. Headquarter wise, what is your performance compared to previous year, how your brand is performing. In the last 5 years, what is the analysis of your brand? You can give it in the light chart and you can share it to the client. Year on year growth, how your drug is performing compared to the competitors, how you are performing the market, how the new launches are influencing your drug. So to do this sales and marketing analytics, like Power BI, you can represent in the form of visuals and you can share it to the client. Client will be they will be interested. So you have the multiple brands, you have 30 and 40. You can share the graph for the top 10 brands and how the top 10 brands are growing in the last 5 years. So in the sales and marketing department, to track the drugs sales and performance, to identify the market share, then the pharma Power BI developer has a role. Now you can understand as you are into the pharma clinical trial monitoring. So in clinical trials, what we will understand how to visualize the patient recruitment, to analyze that particular site performance also you can use in the Power BI, you can represent in the form of visuals. And for every trial, the outcome of the trial, instead of giving it in the Word, instead of giving the Excel, for every trial outcome, you can give it in the form of some visuals. So you can able to get a good idea, overview idea of the results of that particular study. So in the clinical trial monitoring also, the Power BI developer has a role. And next one, manufacturing. So every manufacturing like involved in the monitoring the production efficiency. So how your equipments are performing, what are the defects are there in your product, how the batches are failing frequently, and how to improve the compliances. So everything with the facts and figures in the form of by using slicers, by using some bar chart. You have more than, believe me, you can apply more than 50 or 60 different type of the charts in the Power BI. That makes very easy. If you want to, within one visual in the Power BI, we can incorporate 50 to 60 visuals within a single visual. If you do the same work in the Excel, it will take you 22 or 25 pages or 20 to 25 sheets. But believe me, in the Power BI, we can incorporate 20 to 30 visuals in a single page. Not in a single page, I can say in a single chart. We have drill down option, drill through options. We have buttons, we have bookmarks that you will be study. It becomes, if I explain you at this starting point of time, it will create the confusion for you. But the agenda of this particular session is, as you are looking for a loan in the Power BI in the pharma industry, you need to know what are the areas where the Power BI develop, where we can use the Power BI tool to analyze the data, where the Power BI developer will be best fit in that particular segment. So you can see supply chain management, how the supply chain management in the pharma industry. From the manufacturer, it will go to C&F. C&F, you will go to the retailer. So this type of the supply chain management from pharma industry, it will go to C&F. Okay. Then it will come to wholesaler to retailer to the patient. So in order to understand this, analyze your inventory levels. That means the stocks, how much the stock is left, how your stocks are liquidating. And if you want to analyze your supplier performance in a chart, that you can use this by using the graph, by using the reports in the Power BI, different visuals. And you can understand the logistic data, how much stock is left, how much inventory is left. Okay. So what is the reorder quantity? So those type of 20 to 30 types of KPIs that you can analyze by using the Power BI. That means in the sales department, in the marketing department, in the clinical trial department, in the manufacturing department, in the quality control department, in the supply chain department, and also in the regulatory department. What in the regulatory department, to automate the reporting of regulatory authorities like FDA and EMA. So where you could do the manual intervention, so you can, to ensure the transparency, where you can automate your work by using the Power BI. So at every point in the, like right from the sales to the right from the regulatory, that you can use the Power BI as a tool. But mostly now the companies are using the sales and marketing analytics part and supply chain manufacturing and control. These are the major areas they are using the Power BI. The hiring is going at a fast pace, and it is also in the supply chain management. Okay. If you learn the tool, like you can connect. It is not a mandatory that if you learn this course, I can only work with this pharma data. It's not like that. The fundamentals, the fundamentals will remain same. Only the data set will be different. The bar chart and the pie chart or ribbon chart or decompose, these charts will not change. Only the data set which is coming will change. But you need to have a minimum common sense that for this particular data, what type of the visuals I need to use. So this type of a common sense you need to develop as a Power BI developer. So from this, you can clear that right from the sales, from clinical trials, from manufacturing, from supply chain to the regulatory, the Power BI has its application in the pharma industry. And coming to the next slide, see what are the job opportunities as a Power BI professionals in the pharma industry. So what are the different type of the roles that you can fit into the pharma industry? The first one we can call it as data analyst in the pharma analytics. So as a data analyst, you may acquire the clinical, you may be involved in the sales, working with the sales data, or you may be working with the R&D data. You will connect to this particular sales data. You will provide the insights in the form of visuals and report, and you share it to the client. And one more thing, as a data analyst is not just you will connect to the data and you create the reports and you will share it to the client. First, you need to analyze the data, whether my data is coming perfect, whether my data is in the organized format. I need to clean my data by using some ETL tools. In the Power BI itself, you have Power Query, one of the component where you can clean your data. Okay, as a data analyst, you will connect to the data, you will convert the data into the organized format, then you will create the reports from it and you will share it to the client. So first role, we call it as data analyst. Some they are calling it as business analyst. Our next one, BI, business intelligent developer. BI means the what Power BI means business intel developer. Some people are calling as data analyst. Some people are calling business BI developer. Both remain same. Okay. Here we will build the dashboard for different R&D, manufacturing, and marketing. Okay. The roles may be different, but the work you do will be the same. See clinical data, and suppose you are working on the clinical trial data. They are saying specifically you are recruited for the analyzing the dashboards for only clinical trial data. For that particular department, they will call it as clinical data visualization specialist. That means you are dedicatedly working on dashboards which are related to clinical trial data. Manufacturing performance analyst, they will call some position. That means as a Power BI developer, mostly you will be working on the data related to the manufacturing, like how the production is going on, how the batch production is going on, how your equipment performance is there, what are the batches that is as failing, what is the runtime of that particular machine, what are the defects in the product, and this type of work if you do it in the manufacturing, you call it as manufacturing performance analyst. And mostly this is the area mostly they are hiring the Power BI developer, like sales and marketing insight manager. Nothing but you will connect to the sales data. Every organization will depend. See, every R&D, definitely organizations will depend R&D to bring out a effective molecules or effective product into the market. And what is the next step? Unless the market will move, that product will move into the market. Unless the sales will increase, it will not create the profit for that particular company, right? Sales and marketing is also very important for that particular product. So to analyze that particular sales, drug sales, to identify their market share, to identify the growth rate. For that sales and marketing, for that they will be depending upon the Power BI, where we will track the sales of that particular brand in the form of some visuals. Okay, so if you want to, they want to know like last 5 years sales, you will take a line chart and you will see this is the last 5 years performance of this particular brand. You will create a beautiful visual for that. So there, this type of we call it as sales and marketing insight manager. And broadly, when you work in an organization, they will call the role as if it is a data analyst, the role is same. Business analyst, same. Power BI developer, they will be used sometimes they are using as data engineer. Suppose you have the knowledge on Power BI, apart from the SQL and advanced Excel, they are converting as specialist data engineer. But whatever the role is, here you will be working on different type of the data, but the work you will be doing is same. Okay, so you will be better, you will be fit as a data analyst. Simply some organization will give you a title as analyst. Okay, so these are the job opportunities when you learn the Power BI. Okay, now coming to I am saying I'm using the Power BI. First you need to understand what is the meaning of BI actually. The BI means business intelligence. So what is meant by business? First, you need to understand the word terminology after learning Power BI. First, you need to understand what is business intelligence. So it will not make any sense unless you are not able to understand the word business intelligence. So learning the Power BI will not make you any sense. Okay. So business intelligence is nothing but by using some tools. Methods and techniques are I am not considering because we are studying about a tool called as Power BI. By using some tools, we will collect the data. We will collect the data which is given. Suppose client is giving the data, you will collect the data and you analyze the data, which data it is there. And if the data is not in the organized format, if it is not stored in uniform, you will transform that particular data into organized format. From that, after transforming the data, you will create some valuable and meaningful information. What is meant by valuable and meaningful information? That means after transforming the data, you will convert the data into valuable and meaningful information, means in the form of some graphs or in the form of some visuals. Okay, you will convert the data into the form of some graphs and visuals, and you will be sharing to whom? You will be sharing to the client. Now what the client will be using that? Client will improve his decision making process, and he will try to optimize his business. Very simple. What is business intelligence means? You will, with the help of some tools like Power BI, you will collect the data, and you will analyze the data. And if the data is not organized, you will convert into the organized data. From that, you will create the visuals. That visuals you will share it to the client. That visuals you will convert into report, and you will share it to the client, and the client will take the business decision. Transforming the data means every time don't expect the data will become, it is a superfine data will be coming to you. Suppose if Kumar Shankar sir will, after that he will, if suppose he will roll the form, he will ask to give the mobile number or something. He will ask the name or pin code number or mobile. Some will type it as mob number. Some will type it as mobile number. Some will type as phone number. Some will type as m.n. Some will type as mobile number. So everything, the terminology will be different. But at the end, phone number, contact number, everything will comes under only single segment. It is a phone number, right? So while you need to convert everything, convert that into either mobile number or contact number. So that is called as organized. You should maintain your data in the organized format. Suppose I have asked to give the names. If my name is Janardhan Patipaka, I may type it as p. Janardhan, Janardhan.p, Patipaka Janardhan, Janardhan Patipaka. So this the data is only my name, but I am mentioning it in a different format. That is not an organized. You should maintain the data in the unified format. Then only you should need to create the visuals and share it to the client. That is called as transforming the data. We will connect the data, clean the data. From that, you will create the visuals. You will share it to the client. Client will take his business decision. Yes, my sales are performing good. I will go with this business. My sales are bleeding. I am not performing. I will drop this sales. It is up to him. That the word is called as business intelligence. So with the help of the Power BI, you will do this business intelligence process. You will collect the data, you will analyze the data, you will transform the data, you will create the visuals. That's why it is called, the tool is called as Power BI. Now, when you see some people, if they call what is the Power BI, they are saying the Power BI as business intelligence software. BI means business intelligence. So, but some people will call it as Power BI, we call it as ETL software. So what is the meaning of ETL actually? ETL means E stands for extraction. Extraction means in the Power BI, when you join as a Power BI developer, if you get the job, what you will do? You will get the project from a client. Suppose the client is, a client is from the finance or banking. He will provide the data set to you. If it is a smaller organization, they will store the data in Excel. Now assume if the data is very huge, suppose some Flipkart or Amazon, whether they can store the data in Excel. If they try to store, the Excel will hang. When the data set is very large, data set is nothing but the data where the customer is storing. See, the word in the, when you look at this, in this particular, we use a one word called as data source. What is meant by data source? The place where the organization will store their business information is called as data source. Now, Uma Shankar sir has rolled the form where he will store the data. So almost 50 or 60 students are attending. For this, he will not store the data. He will buy some database and he will store there in the database, right? No, he will store in the Excel. The Excel is the data source, the place where the organization will store their business data. EsPharma is running for a trading institute. They are storing the data of the student in an Excel. That Excel is the data source. So E stands for wherever, if the organization is small, they will store in Excel. If the organization is very large, like suppose Flipkart or Amazon, where the millions of transactions will happen, they will not store the data in Excel. They will store the data in the databases like SQL or Oracle databases. Okay. Now, when you ask some Power BI, they will call it as ETL software. What is meant by ETL? E stands for extraction, T stands for transformation, and L stands for load. Extraction means the process of connecting to the data. Suppose I provide the data, the process of connecting the data is called as extraction. First, the client is providing the data. You will bring the data into Power BI tool. That we call it as extraction. Then T means transformation. What is meant by transformation? If the data is not in organized format, you will transform the data into clean format. That is called as T, transformation. Now you have converted the data into organized format. What is the next step? You will load the data. L stands for load. E means connecting the data, extracting the data. T means transforming the data, and you will load the data. So with the help of Power BI, we are doing the ETL process. That's why they are calling the Power BI as ETL software. Believe me, in the Power BI, we have one tool called as Power Query. In the Power BI, there are 4 segments you will study. First 15 hours, you will study with ETL software called as Power Query. Next 15 hours, we'll study with Power Pivot. Okay. In the next 15 hours, you will study, we'll try to how to build the visuals. That is called as visualization. So ETL, with the help of Power BI, we can do the ETL process. That's why they are calling it as ETL software. And some people are calling the Power BI, if they are called as, they are saying it as data analysis software. Why? With the help of Power BI, you do the data analysis. Suppose you load hundreds of tables or 10 and 20 tables. We try to establish the relationship between the tables. And believe me, in a organization will not store entire data in a single table. They will store the data in multiple tables. What you will do? You will try to develop, you will try to build the relationship between the tables by analyzing the data. You do the data analysis by using Power Pivot. So that's why with the help of Power BI, we are doing the data analysis. That's why people are calling it as data analysis software. Now in the starting of the class, I said with the help of Power BI, I can create the multiple visuals. That's why they are calling the Power BI as visualization software. From group of the visuals, you will try to create the reports. That's why the Power BI, we are calling it as a reporting software. And this ETL, data analysis, visualization, reporting, all these are coming under the platform of data analytics. That's why they are calling simply Power BI as data analytics software. And this entire process is the business intelligence, right? This entire, with the help of the Power BI, we do the business intelligence, I have said. So they are calling simply as business intelligence software. If they call ETL software also, it is correct because we have Power Query, we can do ETL transformation. With the help of Power BI, we do data analysis. That's why they are calling data analysis software. With the help of Power BI, I create the visuals. That's why I'm saying it as visualization software. With the help of Power BI, I create the reports. I'm saying it as reporting software. With the help of Power BI, I can perform the data analytics. That's why the Power BI, we call it as data analytics software. Okay, at the end of the session, if you are from non-pharma, if somebody is asking what is Power BI, you need to be in a position to explain what is Power BI. And don't say it is quite new thing for me. As a very layman language, a person who is not having, who don't have any technical background can understand this lecture. Now, why I'm saying with the help of why the organizations or why the industry is looking to visualize the data in the form of visuals, because the interpretation of the data becomes very easy for them. See, with the help of visuals, if I represent the data in this, if I ask which is having the highest sales, see red one category A is having highest sales. Now by looking at this graph pie chart, I'm saying which is the region having the highest sales. You can see the highest shaded region 45% North America. But same if I provide that in the Excel, you need to look at each and every row. Now it is only 10 or 12, But what happens if I provide 20 rows? So you need to see the value, compare the each and every value. So it becomes a lot of time for to analyze the data. But if you provide the data in the form of some visuals, the interpretation of the data becomes very easy. See, data provided in the table, from the tables, the visuals will be very easy. Same data, if you provide in the form of video format, it will becomes very easy. Okay, that's why, but we cannot provide the data in the form of videos. If you provide the data in the form of the reports and visuals, for the client, the interpretation of the data become easy. So even if the interpretation of the data and visualization becomes easy, that's why the Power BI is becoming the trend in the market. Now I'm saying, I'm using one word, structured data and unstructured data. Whenever you are connecting to the data which is provided by the client, don't expect every time the data will be 100% cleaned. It is the duty of a Power BI developer to look at the data and convert the data into unified format. That means the data which is there in the unstructured format, to convert the data into structured format. And that is not a magic science. It's you can able to understand once you closely observe the data. Let us take a simple example. See here, countries represent United States, US, USA, U.S.A, United States of America. But you know all these are the country names. But Power BI, when you connect to this data and you create a visual, you know all these countries are same. But the Power BI, what it will do, they will consider the United States as one country, US as one country, USA as one country. For everything, it will create one bar chart and it will give it to you. And at the end of the day, if your client will ask, what is the total sales of United States and United Kingdom? If you provide this type of graph, the client will go panic. I have shared the data of only United States and UK. You have given the multiple states information. What the mistake you have done? You have not cleaned the data. You have to look at the country, United States, USA, and you need to convert everything into United format. Either convert all states into USA, country into USA, or United States, then you try to build a visual. Now what I will do, I will convert in 100. UK 100 plus 200, 300. So this is the correct representation. The problem with this Power BI is you can connect to the data and you create the visual. For everything, you will get the graph. Just a drag and drop option, you will get the data. But the thing is, whether you are creating the visual with the correct data is the very important. That is the role of the data analyst. If a kid who is studying in the 5th class, if you install the Power BI and connect to the data and he provide you, then what happens? He will create the visuals. But only thing is whether we are creating the data with the correct data is very important. That is the role of the data analyst. Okay. Now look at the data analyst using the Power BI. I already said the Power BI is a collection of, when you look at the Power BI, some people will call it as Power BI as a collection of the software. See, first, when you join as a Power BI developer, what you will do, you will install this Power BI desktop. So how to install the Power BI desktop? We will have a grand demo on in the coming. This is for only a person. First, the agenda of this session, first you need to understand why I want to learn Power BI. What is business intelligence? Is there any opportunity for Power BI? What are the rules that I can fit as a Power BI developer? What are the applications of the Power BI in the pharma? So once Power BI, we are doing the data analyst. First, if you join as a Power BI developer, you will download the Power BI desktop into your system. Okay, this is the first step. In this, with the help of this Power BI tool, this is called developmental software where you can build the visuals. And when you join the Power BI desktop, the classes will be divided into 3 parts: Power Query, Power Pivot, Power View. Power Query means you do the ETL transformation. That means What is meant by Power BI? Once you get the job as a Power BI developer, you will install the Power BI desktop. Client will provide you data. You will load the data into Power BI desktop. You will clean the data. You will build the visuals, and you will share the report to the client. This is the process that will run in any industry. But to do the cleaning of the data, to do the ETL, to perform this ETL options, you have Power Query. What is the beauty of the Power Query is we have hundreds of options in the Power Query. All the options are menu based option. Nowhere you will use the coding. In order to perform this ETL operation, if you want to learn, if you do it with the Excel, you will write multiple codes or multiple formulas. In the Power Query, nowhere you will not use any formula. For everything, you will use menu based options, and backend it will write the code for yourself. That's why the Power Query, this Power BI has picked up in the market because has a very powerful ETL software where everything will be done by menu based option only, like operating a smartphone. So first 15 hours, how to clean your data by using Power Query. Next 15 hours classes, you will be dealing with Power Pivot. Yes, I said the data will be coming from different tables. You will load the tables. You will build a relationship between the tables. Now you can ask me, sir, how I can build a relationship. We will explain once you study in the Power Pivot. I have table and table B. I want to link between these two tables. I will look at what is the common element between these two tables. Based on that, I will link the tables. And how we will do it, and that will be study when we look at the Power Pivot. And next, we will be looking at the visualization Power View. Once you done the transformation perfect, you have loaded the table, you have established the relationship. Third step, we will create the visuals. The visuals you will be do by using the Power View. So that's why the Power View, we call it as reporting software. We have hundreds of the visuals. We have more than 35, 50 visuals are there. For this data, what type of the visual I want to use? That we will be studying the Power. So our classes. To do ETL, Power, we depend on Power Query. To build a relationship, we depend on Power Pivot. To create the visuals, we depend on Power View. Now you can ask me, sir, I have developed, you have installed. See, you joined as a Power BI developer, you install the Power BI, you have connected to the data, you have loaded the tables, you have built the report. Now, where is the report? You have built the report in your laptop or local system. Now your client is in US. You want to share the report to the client. How you will share the report? You will publish the report which you have developed in your local system into one cloud-based software. That cloud-based software is called as Power BI service. You will publish into this cloud-based software server called as Power BI service, and you will provide the access to the client. Then client you can access your report. So how to publish the report, how to share the reports to your client, that you will be discussing in the Power BI service. So that is the fourth step. So when you join in the Power Query, it will be divided into 4 parts. First Power Query, then Power Pivot, then Power View, then Power BI service. Then you will becoming a perfect Power BI developer. So there is Power BI report server. So this is sometimes instead of publishing the cloud-based software, you will be publishing the on-premises, but nowadays they are not using. 99.99% we are publishing the Power BI service in the cloud-based server only. Power BI mobile, that you can visualize your report in the form of some mobile app, that is called Power BI mobile. But major thing is Power Query, Power Pivot, Power View, and Power BI service. See, with this, the last 60 days of the class, if you understand this slide, so entire duration of 60 days of the classes will depend upon only on this single slide. If you understand this slide, the purpose of this joining this demo will be fulfilled. See what happened when you join as a Power BI developer. What you will do, I said you will download the Power BI desktop. Okay, this is the Power BI desktop you download. Now suppose the client is approaching you. If the organization is very small, where they will store the data, they will store in the Excel. If the organizations are large, where they will store the data in some database, SQL Server or Oracle database. See, client is storing the data in the data sources. Now you have installed Power BI desktop. You will what is this next step? You will connect to the data. The process of connecting the data from the Excel SQL Server, getting the data from the data source into your Power BI desktop, we call it as extraction. Now, if the data is not in the organized format, you do the transformations. You will clean up the data. We have seen structured and unstructured. Then you will load the data, ETL. This ETL process will be done by this Power Query. See, this Power Query, you will do the ETL process, you clean the data. Next, you will push the data where Power Pivot. In Power Pivot, what? You will load the tables, you do the data analysis, that we will build the relationship between the tables, you do the data analysis, Power Pivot. Once data analysis is also completed, now where you will do that the data move into the Power View. In the Power View, what will be there? Different type of the charts and visuals will be there. With the help of different charts, what you will do? You will create the reports. This reports contains what? Actionable informations. Okay, you have created the report. Where you have created the report? In the Power BI desktop. Now the report is in your Power BI desktop. Now what is the next step? You need to share it to the client. In order to share it to the client, first what you need to do? You need to publish the report. Where you will publish the report? You need some platform to publish the report, right? One online cloud-based platform should be there. What is that cloud-based platform? Power BI service. You have published the report. Now the report is in the cloud-based platform. Now what you will do? You will share the report. You will give the access to the client and you will share that report to the client. What the client will do? Client will analyze your report and he will take the business decision how to optimize his business. So this is called as Power BI architecture. Very simple diagrammatic way. If you are able to understand this slide, then you will be understanding the entire process once you join as a Power BI developer. Very simple. Same, I have done it in the visualize format and everything is same. You will connect to the data source. You will connect to the data. You will transform the data, clean the data by using the Power Query. You will establish the relationship between the tables. You will create the reports by using Power View. You will publish the report in Power BI service. You will share the report to the client. Client will use that report. So this is called as Power BI architecture. Now, why to choose the Power BI as a career path? I have already said it is a high demand tool in the market. And one more thing is why I emphasize to a person to learn Power BI. There is no tool in the market where you can learn the tool within the 2 months and you can shift the career. I can say this is the only tool a non-technical background who is having zero knowledge on coding. That's why Power BI, they are marketing it as low coding or no coding tool. Why I'm using low coding? There is one called as DAX. There you involve the coding. If you have Excel knowledge, it is better. If you don't have that knowledge also, I will start from the scratch. And those who take the advanced Excel with Power BI, it becomes an added advantage for them. And if you don't have a knowledge also, not a problem. So no prior coding knowledge is required. Attractive salary packages will be there because when you shift the career, like more than sometimes 100 and 150% of the hike they will be giving. See, when I joined from the Novartis, when I tried to this into this LLT, where I got more than 200% hike. But if I there in the same company, if it's for 7 or 8 years, such type of increment may not be I will get if I work in the same organization. Okay. So it is very easy to learn because no coding language is required. And cloud integration, we are using Power BI Service Cloud. Now the future is cloud. We are using the Power BI Service Cloud integration. And more thing is it is user-friendly tool. So the tools options are very easy. Like an Excel, how the options are there in the same way in the Power Query, the options are very easy. The only challenge you face in the DAX, but almost believe me, more than 10 to 12 hours I will be spending on the DAX. If you join in other institute, most of the people learning the Power BI, I'm saying some people you are marketing, they are teaching the Power BI in 50 rupees and they are learning Power BI, they are teaching in 2 classes or 1 hour. So as a no person can learn the Power BI in 2 hours. At least it will take more than 45 to 50 or 60 hours or 50 dedicated hours will be required to become a Power BI developer. Once you complete the course, you will be getting the knowledge as a 5 years working professional. We have many YouTube channels where they use drag and drop options. Directly they will come to Power View. Visuals everyone can create. If I train you for 1 hour, you will create the amazing visuals. But creating the visuals is not important. Creating the visuals on right data is important. How to clean the data, how to understand the discrepancies in the data. If there's some data you are missing, some outliers are in data, how I need to fix. Those concepts you need to know and how to write the DAX functions. It's not like just I will drag and drop. Okay. And one more thing, this tool is very interesting. It's like the tools because we can create the amazing visuals and by will creating it will create the lot of amazing, it will create the lot of enthusiasm if you learn the course with the heart. Okay. So everything, if you think, you'll be very surprised to know. So this is the data, huge crunch of the data. I'm representing the data in a simple visual. It's becoming some type, it will create some type of enthusiasm among you. So learn with the passion, learn with the heart, then the Power BI will become easy for you. Now advanced Excel with AI. So we learn basic Excel, we'll learn the advanced Excel. We can use Excel with AI and Copilot, but I will start at the end. Same work you are writing manually, how you can automate by using the AI, that will be discussing the last 3 or 4 hours of the classes. So we have daily recording sessions will be provided. We will provide the learning materials, class notes material will be giving. We'll provide the resume preparation. We'll provide the interview question and answers. If you are ready that, sir, I am ready with the course content, and if you are happy that, sir, take the mock interview, I will take the mock interview with you and I will share the mock interview. I will record a session in the Teams. I will give the feedback and I will share it to your personal WhatsApp so that once you attend the interview in the real time, it becomes very easy for you to crack the interview. And even my wife, she is also into the Power BI. So, and we have my friend circle who are into the Power BI. If it is not like, if you want some other person to get interviewed, and we are happy to take the mock interview. But only thing is, first you need to come up, sir, I have completed the course. I'm ready to give the interview. Can you schedule a mock interview with you? You can speak to the admin team. Uma Shankar sir will coordinate with me and I will schedule the mock interview and give the feedback so that it will becomes helpful for you. Okay, so this is the introduction that I have given. Of course, I've taken some time, but the agenda is at least this in this 1 hours of the classes, you will might be this at the take home message. If somebody asks about at this end of session, what is the Power BI? And no person should say, I don't know what is Power BI, what is business intelligence you need to, what is data source, and where are the Power BI developer will be using, what is the application of the Power BI in the pharma, in the where the Power BI has a role that you need to understand. And first you need to understand is there is a demand for data analyst. See, I am working a tool which is working of the data. Is there is a data of demand for the data analyst in the market? You should know perfect first how the data is growing. What is the role of data analyst? Actually, what is the Power BI? What is the entire process? Without this, if I can directly jump to the slides, first class and download the Power BI desktop, I can simply explain. Here we can create the visuals and I can create the amazing dashboard and I can mesmerize you. So with the help of Power BI, we can create some amazing visuals, join the lecture. But the agenda is not that. We start with the very basic, and believe me, at the completion of this particular course, you will be very enough not only work with the pharma data. If the data is from insurance, finance, it may be from e-commerce, it may be anything that you can create the data and One more thing, this data is more, we'll be conducting the sessions more on practical oriented. When you join in the job, where you will face more difficulties, there you will be stressing more. From the data, you will get the real, these are the areas that you will face the problem when you connect in the real time. It's not like we'll go topic by topic. What are the topics, tools, what are the charts, or what are the areas where in the Power BI it requires the DAX function where you apply more in the real time, there will be concentrating on more, so that once you land in the job, you will not face any problem. And if you join in this particular batch, and in the second batch, if you are not able to, suppose if you want to continue, you will be eligible to attend the 2 live batches. And once we give the recordings, we'll be recording after completion of the course also, we'll provide the recording for 2 or 3 months extra. So try to complete the course in time. And some of the employers, we have the previous batches who are not able to attend the live sessions. They can enroll for the recording sessions. And if they have any doubt, they can contact us. And they even attend the live classes. Okay. Now, this is the broad introduction of this. And one more, the grand demo we are planning to conduct in coming, will be, the dates is yet to be finalized. Once I discuss with the Uma Shankar sir, we will discuss the final demo date and attend that demo as well. So then you will, there I can explain you how to install the Power BI, and I will take you through some practical sessions. Okay. So I'm stopping here. Okay. Now, anybody is having any questions on that, I'm very happy to take up. Okay, now the dais is open, the platform is open for you. And if you have any questions, like I'm very happy to answer your questions. And feel free to ask if you have any questions related to any technical or related to the career perspectives or anything, that I'm very happy to help you. Right. So first thing, I have, like, after joining the session, like, one thing I want to ask you, like, e-certification will be provided for this course? Yes. For participation certificate, you will be provided, like you can coordinate with the EsPharma team. And after completing the course also, we will provide the digital certificates where you can complete, you have complete the training from the Microsoft certified professional. You can get my name as over there because I am a Microsoft certified trainer, and where I'm working as a trainer for the corporate trainings also. So definitely you will be getting the certificate after completion of the course. Yeah. Yeah, weekend or weekday timings. So based upon, like we'll be giving, like we have both timings of weekdays and weekends. Okay. So the timings we'll be discussing the exact time. So we have the weekend batches and weekday batches for sure. For the weekday batches, it will be Monday to Friday, 1 hour. For the weekend batches, it will be Saturday and Sunday. Okay, it will be the Saturday and Sunday. Either will take 2 hours, Saturday 2 hours, and Sunday 2 hours, or 2.5 or 2.5, or 2 hours, 4 hours you will be getting in Saturday and Sunday. If you enroll for the weekday batches, it is from Monday to Friday. And next one, if the age is a criteria, age is not a criteria to learn this Power BI. If it is for weekday, it will be the morning classes. Mostly it will be the morning classes in the weekday. Okay, so we'll enroll the forms, like if you have interested, like mostly my batches will be learned on the weekdays, will be morning, and weekend it will be depending upon the respondents, like will depend upon the what is the better time. And one more thing, they are asking what is the free structure. Okay, for Power BI, actually we are offering the, to those who are enrolling in the Power BI, it will, the fee will be 15,000. So but if you enroll, like you can speak to the Uma Shankar sir. So he's enrolling some offers for the students who enroll from first basis. So he will be providing for the 12,000 for Power BI, and for next advanced Excel, like the advanced Excel with AI, it is they are charging for 8,000. Okay, and for the SQL it will be 6,000. But if you enroll, the fee structures will be 3,000. Yeah. So this is the fee structure. And details of the fee structure will also share once you can speak to the admin team. So those who have tried to enroll from the bundle of courses, Power BI plus SQL plus Advanced Excel. So definitely you will be getting some discount those who offer for three courses at a time. Okay, the discount will be provided for sure. So totally, if it is coming for three courses, it will be 33,000, but almost you will be getting the discount if you enroll the course in a bulk. Yeah, one more thing, like my background is as a pharmacist, as a medical shop. So whether I am eligible to for that. So the background is not a problem. So the person who is having the career background also, they can switch their career into this. But only thing is, if you have some 5 or 6 year gap, suppose you are working on some prepared for some government examinations, like you are unfortunately you are not able to crack the examinations, you have the career back of 5 or 6 years. For that person's, for if you are a freshers, it's not a problem, career gap is a not problem for you. But you have 6 or 7 years, so at least you need to take an experience certificate that you have worked as a Power BI developer, as data analyst. Then because the training will be provided as a 5 years professional, so you can take as experience certificate from that, and then you can try to shift the career, and there is no option if you have a career gap of 7 or 5 or 6 years. Learn the course as a 5 years experience and take as an experience, and I will also show a path for that. But mostly if you are it from, we have a freshers, 90-95% we have the freshers. For them as a B for M-Pharm, it is a not problem for them. Or if any career gap students also attending this, but there is a way, and that we can discuss in the offline. Yeah, any questions? See, one more thing is, don't stick yourself like if your options is for only pharma, like I will crack the GPAT and the NIPER, and you take that path and you work for it. Okay, but if you Power BI fees, like somebody, sorry, so Power BI fees, so we are charging for 15,000 Power BI, but if you enroll for this, like in the coming 3 days, the fee will be 12,000. Placement opportunities, yes, the next thing is placement opportunities. Actually, we are working in the 3 wings. Umashankar sir team, like EsPharma, they'll be taking care of the admin activities for conducting the sessions, frequently sending the communications, providing the recording access. And you have any problem, technical issues, like as EsPharma admin team and sir will be taking care of that. And myself, I will be taking totally caring of technical aspects, because I'll be the technical person who will be teaching the Power BI and Advanced Excel and SQL. And for the placement opportunities, we have the Upender sir, who has a vast experience in the pharma build. So he's exploring his ways to tie up with some of the consultants and some of even the companies with available expertise. He has more than 10 or 12 experience in the industry field. So the placement wing will be taken by the Upender sir. So we provide the placement support as well, and certificate, and we'll provide the digital certificate. So here, not only thing like after, if you have any schedule of the interview schedule. So if you want any support, like before the, suppose your interview schedule for tomorrow, if you reach us for the suggestions for scheduling the calendar, so definitely we will be provide you. And at the end of the course, I will provide the top 70 or 80 questions which are asked in the Power BI interview. If you complete that course and practice that 70 questions, 99% of the questions will be asked from that itself, because we have created the database by analyzing the last 7. We have, this is the 17th batches that have completed. From the 17 batch students who have placed in different platform, after completing, after they have cracked the interview, we have taken the what are the questions they are asked in that particular interview. We have maintained the database. By accumulating the database of more than 382 interviews, we have come up with the 17 questions which are repetitive. If are able to question, answer that questions and perfect on the particular questions, and definitely you will be cracking the interview for sure. Provided that if you attend the class regularly. Unless if you are not attending the classes regularly, even me and Uma Shankar sir or not, nobody will help you. It is up to your dedication. Complete the course, that is the first thing. And next, attend the mock interviews, then practice the classes daily, then the opportunities will be in your way and definitely you will be placed somewhere. Yeah, same fees I have already said for Power BI it will be 15, but as the offer is rolling, we'll be charging for 12K. And advanced Excel we are saying with AI 10, and we are making out for 8K. And for the SQL it is 6,000. But if I enroll in the coming days for we have in the 1 week, we'll provide it for 3,000. And if you take the purchase in this particular courses, so you can connect to the admin team so that they will offer you a better discount on the fee. Okay, it is clear from my side. Any questions? Like if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Clinical trial data is going to the Power BI jobs because designation reflect as a clinical data coordinator. Right? Sir, no, not a problem. See, one more thing. Don't worry about the designation. Designation will never matters. Okay, if you have a quality analyst, don't mention as a quality. If you work in the quality analyst, mention as analyst and start giving the interview. If you're working as some in the PV or something, just try to change your designation. Okay, if you want to, don't change your pay slips, don't change your experience, but try to change your designation. Because if you're working in some Excel, you say I have worked as a PV team, but I got an opportunity to work made for Power BI through the internal transfer like IJP. I have moved in the Power BI team. Then you can just change your designator and start giving the interview. Because 90% over here, a tool which as you have the thousands of Power BI developers, a tool which is launched in 2017, we can see in the market 90% of the Power BI profiles are not the real-time experience, but they have learned and they have changed their designation and they are shifting their career. Okay, designation is not a matter. Yeah, and somebody we have the opportunity Hyderabad location particularly because somebody said Hyderabad is for that person behalf of them. Yeah, we have the opportunities in the Hyderabad location as well because that good thing is like we have many companies like now many pharma companies like Sanofi, we have BMS, we have companies like Amgen. So majority of the companies which have came into the Hyderabad launch recently, they are looking for the data analyst positions. But you will learn Power BI plus SQL plus advanced Excel, then it will become a very easy for you to place in somewhere. Yeah, there is the opportunity in the higher as well. But is BPharm is sufficient for this course and jobs? Sir, yes, BPharm is sufficient. BPharm completed students are sufficient. One more thing, if you are in the third year, if you want to learn the Power. If you want to be ahead, it's not a problem. BPharm completed, MPharm. You are complete BPharm. If you are not, you don't have an idea. If you don't have an intention to complete MPharm, then it's okay. Then you can compare because engineering students like after BTech they are shifting their career into this data set. And as a BPharm graduate uh, can also start. Yeah. Is Power BI helpful for Pharma IT students? Yes, it is also helpful for the Pharma. It is also helpful for the Pharma IT students as well. Definitely. Person with 12 years experience in R&D can switch their career or yes. See, one more thing, we have students like in PV who have experience in more than 10 or more than 8 plus or 10 plus. They have shifted their career into Power Data side. But how they have shifted in the starting 2 years of experience, like if they have 12, a person with 12 years experience, they have shifted into here. But how they have shifted, like starting 4 or 5 years, they kept their experience as PV only. In the last 4 or 5 years, they have kept their experience as Power BI. They told while attending the interview, where I got an internal opportunity to work to support the role of Power BI and the data analytics team. So out of the 12 years experience, 8 years experience, they keep it as PV, and the 4 years they have kept it as Power BI developer. Then they have shifted their career. Okay, but one more thing, while shifting the career, if you're working, keeping a 4 years of experience, try to get expertise so that I can learn the tool as 4 years experience person. And what is the starting package and increment thereafter? So when compared to the pharma like other cases, it will be very good hikes. While increment also, it depends upon you, like how you negotiate. If the candidate is having the 3 plus 4 plus, suppose he is minimum, if he is having 3 or 4 years of experience, at least he will get 12 lakh package for sure. And a person with the 12 lakhs, if they has good demand, if they able to perform well in the interview, like 3 to 4 or 5 years person, they can even ask for the 20 lakhs. It depends upon how you negotiate, because once you shift the career, it becomes very easy. First, only the challenge you face first to enter in the field, you need to struggle, that you need to learn the course with a lot of dedication. Once you are as a BA analyst for 2 or 4 years, then it will not a problem for you. But don't learn Power BI, try to upskill yourself, add your skill set to the SQL. But after 3 or 4 or 5 years, then you keep your as the dynamics will be changing, add some skill set to you, so that while shifting you can offer the better package, you can demand the better package. See, I started my career like with in the Novartis, I learned only advanced Excel. But when I tried to shift the career into here, like I learned the Power BI and shifted my career. But after doing the Power BI for 1 or 2 years, I added SQL and Python and AI into my platform. But I take a lot of years for that. It is not a one-day program that you can complete entire course here. But it's been I'm pending 2 years. I'm working on it. So if try to upskill, and it will become very easy for you. There are Power BI developer who surveying the market in the market for a lot of years. Okay, so but still you can able to if you constantly update on different type of the tools, it becomes very easy for you to get the more opportunities. So if there are Power BI plus SQL, if you have a SQL in some job description, they are asking some basic SQL or advanced Excel knowledge. So if somebody is there where a company is expecting Power BI and SQL skill set, and other person is having only Power BI, then definitely I will pick up a candidate who is having Power BI plus SQL, right? Yeah, some career gap, like yeah, for them career gap students, they can also attend to this and they can shift their career as said. But if you don't have any experience, but try to you can take that experience, there is a way, then you can shift the career. You are working as a professional somewhere in a different platform, okay, then you say like you have worked, you can change, you can use as a worked as an analyst. If you keep that analyst, you say it as a Power BI analyst. Okay, you can change your designation and you can shift your career. And when you for the background verification also, some students are asking, sir, I'm changing my designation. Whether in the background verification, whether they will ask with the designation. No company during the background verification, they will not ask in the background verification, they will not ask about the designation. They will ask about whether the person is worked in that company or not. That is the thing. Okay. And unless you are not modifying your pay slips and everything remain credentials are same, and don't worry about the designation. So is I am in the B Farm 4th year, whether I am able work yes. First of all, you should make your path clean. The thing is, if your aim is only for GPAT and NIPER is my aim. I say please don't join this course. As easy as Pharma is there, Umashankar is there, Sir is there. You try to work hard for that. But if you are clear that, sir, I'm 4th year, but I want to continue into this type of Pharma IT, then you try to start away in the 4th year itself. Okay, it is up to you. You have to take the chance, because here the EsPharma is providing the two platforms. If you have aim is GPAT and NIPER, you have a dedicated lecture and dedicated platform for you. And if you want to shift to the Pharma IT courses, the avenues are open for you. Now the ball is in your court. whether I want, my intention is both, and don't travel on the two boats. First, I cannot force you to join here. We are conducting the demo. Everyone from the Pharma fourth year student come and join here. It is up to you. You need to decide. Okay. Even M-Pharm, B-Pharm completed fourth year students, if you are inclination to join here, you can complete here. If you are completed M-Pharma, you are eligible to join here. If you are completed Pharma D, if you want to pursue your career over here, you can join here. If you have a career gap, you can attend this course, you can take, okay, but you need to take some experience, like if you want to keep the gap. So if you have 8 years of experience, and if you come join as a company as a fresher, and frankly, I'm saying nobody will pick your resume. So I'm saying the frank at this platform itself. Okay. Yeah, then it's fine. But now I'm in IT. Like, is there any for Payukusa get the job certificate? Exam auto. Yes, you will get the certificate, course completion certificates you will be getting, and we'll provide the opportunities, because in the last 17 batches we have there. Whenever the openings we have, sometimes in the previous, like we have already we have the alumni platform, alumni of last 17 batches. Whenever there are vacancies, they will put in the WhatsApp group, and we'll share in the WhatsApp group to you. Yeah. Yeah. Still okay. I think have answered so much of questions. Like in the demand of the time, I will try to stop here. And if you have any further questions also, I'm able to solve it in the, like you can connect in the next demo, or you can write up in the mail to the EsPharma, you can contact, so that we'll able to answer your questions. Okay. And thanks for your time, and thank you, and hope you will be seeing in the next batch, and try to inform. We provide the number to you. Try to inform in to your friend circle. We'll be sharing the recorded session of this demo to you. So at least try to inform your friends, those who want to transform their career into Pharma IT. Join the classes, listen for 3 or 4 classes. Definitely, it's my responsibility to make you understand very clear. Then definitely we can have some breakthrough, and we can find a way in the Pharma IT, and not only in the Pharma IT, and you can shift to the careers of other fields as well. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for attending this.